What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Legitical Response, and I got a couple stories coming to you guys. We're talking about elections, and oh boy, do we get into the muck on this one. Check this out, y'all. Actblue changes donation procedures after Texas AG investigation. Now, we covered this story, I don't know, a few days back, something like that, maybe a week ago. I don't know, talking about the Actblue with James O'Keefe going around and investigating. He did a bunch of research, a whole buttload of research, going through Actblue, going to people's houses that were listed as donating thousands of times for tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. As we saw in that story, I covered that one person up to $800,000 in just a short period of time of over like 5 years or something like that, right? $800,000. And the way it has to be set up, it's so many dollars. It's like these people are donating multiple times a day, every single day for up to 5 years. But not all of them. Of course, they're all different. So they're wondering if this is some sort of money laundering scheme. So they started investigating. Well, Ken Paxton apparently is getting into this. And after that investigation started, Actblue just so happened to change their rules, y'all. Imagine that. Fishy, fishy, isn't it? Let's get into it. Actblue, a platform used by Democratic candidates, committees, parties, and organizations nationwide since 2004, has facilitated over $14 billion in contributions. However, in recent years, the platform has faced scrutiny for allegedly money laundering following revelations that large donations are being made in individuals' names without their knowledge. That is right. When contacted, numerous people denied making these contributions. Investigative journalist James O'Keefe, CEO of O'Keefe Media Group, or OMG, which is funny, uncovered an instance in which a Texas woman named Barbara Staples was recorded as having donated $13,000 to Actblue. When questioned by O'Keefe, Staples responded, "No, there's no way I made all those." So this definitely needs to be looked into. If they are using a political donation platform to launder money, I think we need to know about that, right? But also, at the same time, to be fair, they need to go ahead and look into WinRed as well, because, just to be fair, just to make sure they're not doing any funny business either. We need, if there's any impropriety going on with these companies, we need to know about it. We need to put it out there in the forefront. We need the mainstream media to cover it. We don't need them to lie about it. We need them to tell the truth about things like this, because we want to know what's going on with our donation dollars. We want to know if they're trying to launder money, because it wouldn't surprise anybody if Actblue or WinRed was most certainly laundering money, because it's politicians. We know what politicians do. Politicians are very crooked for the most part. We do have a handful of politicians that are actually America First politicians that will actually vote in the interests of you and I, and they do their damn job. In December, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton initiated an investigation to determine whether Actblue was complying with applicable laws. Paxton's office acknowledged that the platform had been the subject of numerous allegations of illicit activity and potential fraud. A key issue in the Texas investigation is Actblue's failure to require donors to provide CVV codes, the three-digit security code on the back of credit cards or debit cards when making donations via credit card on the platform. CVV codes are not stored in databases, offering an extra layer of security to ensure the legitimacy of transactions. Actblue has cooperated with our ongoing investigation. They have changed their requirements to now include CVV codes for donations on their platform. This is a critical change that can help prevent fraudulent donations, Paxton said in a statement. That is interesting that they wouldn't require CVV codes. That's crazy to me. Right? Like, think about it. Anytime you buy anything online, you have to give that CVV code that's on the back of your debit card. I wonder why that is. It's an extra security layer, like the story was saying. The fact that Actblue wasn't doing this is very suspicious. And it's just funny that they start getting investigated, and now all of a sudden, oh, well, we need to go ahead and change that, as if they didn't know. It's very, very funny. Very, very suspicious. And I really want to get to the bottom of this, to be honest with you, because if they were using just regular citizens' names to launder money through a donation platform, that's crazy. These people need to be brought to justice, in my opinion. And we need to find out where this money is going, who it's going to, and investigate everybody that has anything to do with this. But it's most important that we enforce the law and protect the integrity of our elections. Certain features of campaign finance law may incentivize bad actors to use platforms like Actblue to covertly move money to political campaigns to evade legal requirements, he added. While campaign finance is protected by the First Amendment, suspicious activity on fundraising platforms must be fully investigated to determine if any laws have been broken. Actblue Texas receives more money than any other non-candidate political action committee in the state. Shortly after announcing her bid for president, Vice President Kamala Harris has raised $81 million in the first 24 hours through Actblue. I wonder why. That is suspicious to me. That is very suspicious to me. She is outright raising so much money so quickly that it's breaking records. That's insane to think about. Now, a lot of the people that are arguing against it are saying stuff like, oh, well, they had all that money that the donors were holding back from Biden. Yeah, maybe. But we want to look into this. We want to find out what's really going on with this, because all this is very suspicious, if you ask me. The simple fact that they're using regular American citizens that have donated to Actblue to launder money, or allegedly launder money, I'll say that. That's crazy to me. That's a genius way to do it, right? To use people that have already donated. Now you can just start making them donate money, and they really didn't donate the money. We need to look into this. I saw a post on X under this article, them talking about, well, now can these people use this for taxes? It's like, no. Now you're just signaling to everybody that you're trying to cheat the government out of tax money for some. It's like, no, you can't do that. We don't need to be doing that type of stuff, folks. But I've got another story kind of along these lines, talking about elections. Let's get into this. CNN pundit claims pillows are now helping subvert American democracy. This guy is a lunatic, if you ask me. Check this out, y'all. CNN senior correspondent Donnie O'Sullivan claims that MyPillow products are now helping to subvert American democracy by running ads on podcasts and shows that question the results of the 2020 election. So now these people, they want to come after your speech. That is what this is about. They're trying to scare people into not speaking their mind. Mike Lindell is the one behind all this. He has raised a lot of money to help him go after some of this fraudulent voting that's going on in these elections. He is the person that uncovered that Pennsylvania had more votes than registered voters, for crying out loud. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. That's just insane to me. That is insane. Now, a lot of the excuses are like, this is military, of course, but that's not going to be always the case. We need an audit of these things. We need to go through all this. A lot of the evidence that Mike Lindell has uncovered is shocking. It's very shocking. Some of it can be explained away. About 60%, I guess, from what I've seen, can be explained away. Is it lies? We don't know. Blah, blah, blah. But the fact that these people question the election, they're trying to force you into a box to where you're now some sort of outcast if you question the integrity of our elections, even though we know for a fact every single election has some sort of fraud. Every election, right? Whether it's intentional or not intentional. And what I mean by that is, like, you'll have some ballots that come in, some paper ballots, mail-in ballots, blah, 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 whatever, that won't be filled out properly. Or some people vote twice. This happens in every single election. But the thing is, they're calling you an election denier if you question the election at all. Right? If you question anything about the integrity, you're some sort of outcast election denier that should be shunned from society, and you don't get First Amendment rights because you question the integrity of our elections. It's insane. It's just outright insane. Lindell also has his own streaming platform, Frank Speech, which hosts personalities including former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani and former Trump advisor and War Room host Steve Bannon. Appearing on CNN News Central on Friday, O'Sullivan asserted, "We're not talking as much about allegations or false allegations of the last election being stolen, but for the world that Mike is living in and the world that he has helped create, he's helping fund it as well through his pillow codes." Lindell is well known for giving right-wing influencers and pundits discount codes for MyPillow products so they can promote the brand and earn a bit of extra income in doing so. And that is called a free market capitalist system, y'all. He is most certainly not legally obligated to shut his company down because he holds certain opinions. This is insane coming from these people. Talking about Mike Lindell getting out there questioning the election, the integrity of elections is subverting democracy. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to hear anything about y'all's BS democracy.
He's here with us now. What the and why?
Look, Mike Lindell, a lot of people might not have seen him on their television screens as much the past few years.
It's true.
He got kicked out of a lot of the big box stores around America because he kept pursuing these election conspiracy theories even after January 6th. What we want to really show in this documentary, and why we went into the MyPillow factory there in Minnesota, is that Mike is still going. His business is still going, but more importantly, this world of election lies, election conspiracy theories is going full steam ahead. You know, we don't hear every day about, you know, we're not talking as much about allegations or false allegations of the last election being stolen, but for the world that Mike is living in and the world that he has helped create,
perpetuate, yeah,
and he's helping fund it as well through his pillow codes.
Wait, so the actual pillows are actually part of the conspiracy theory universe?
The pillows are now helping to subvert American democracy. So you remember after January 6th, Trump and a lot of his supporters got kicked off major social media platforms. What happened then was this rise of all these alternative social media platforms, of course, like Truth Social.
Right.
Lindell himself actually set up his own social media platform with this video streaming service. Rudy Giuliani has a show on there. Steve Bannon is on there. Basically the kind of election denialism band getting back together.
We're a constitutional republic that happens to vote through a democratic means. I don't know what democracy they're freaking talking about. Nowhere in the Constitution does it allude to anything of my democracy. Nowhere at all. We just so happen to, that's the way you pick your candidates who represent you. So whatever this democracy they're talking about, I really don't want nothing to do with it, to be honest with you. CNN host Kate Bouillon asked O'Sullivan to clarify if he meant the actual pillows are actually part of the conspiracy theory universe. O'Sullivan clarified that it was absolutely what he meant. That is insane. Do you realize that, CNN? This guy is insane. That the pillows... No, I'm sorry. Mike Lindell is not the company. He's the face of the company, but he is not the company. These people have tried to put him out of business because of certain opinions he holds. That is very anti-American, if you ask me. We are allowed to have any opinion that we want. And I'm sorry, to shun somebody from society and try to shut down their business, legitimate business. He makes good pillows, for crying out loud. I wish I had a sponsor, for crying out loud. But I don't. But that doesn't mean that this guy deserves to be just excoriated into oblivion, have his company shut down, and his life freaking ruined because he found some fraud, some impropriety going on in our elections, and he wants to bring that to light, right? Some of his claims are fraudulent, but they take that, the corporate press, they'll latch onto that and say, try to paint him as some sort of fraudulent character, as if all of his claims are fraudulent, as if you buy into anything he's saying, which a lot of what he's saying, like I said, about 40% of it can't be explained, evidence he's uncovered of fraud that is absolutely true. If you buy into the truth, if you buy into reality, according to these people, you're some sort of crazy conspiracy theorist that deserves to be shunned from society. That is not how American republicanism is supposed to operate. That is not how our republic is supposed to work. That is not how freedom of speech works. All this mis and disinformation that they're trying to scare people away from. And they're trying to say, oh, it's Russian disinformation or it's Chinese disinformation, which you don't hear that too much, do you? Chinese disinformation, that's just a little side note. You don't hear Chinese disinformation, but I can guarantee you it's out there. But, you know, if you're crazy conspiracy theorist, for some reason, you don't deserve the freedom of speech. You don't deserve the First Amendment. You don't deserve the same rights that everybody else has. That's insane to me. These people should be shamed into oblivion, right? Keep them on the air. Whatever. They have a genuine service, CNN and all these places, right? They give me fuel for my YouTube channel. That's for damn sure. They deserve to have their opinions. If they think that Mike Lindell is a crazy conspiracy theorist, go right ahead and think that. But trying to shun him from society, like a lot of these places have done, trying to shut his company down, that's insane to me. And it's good that he's having to go to the real media platforms, right, where you can get real information from. That sure, there's going to be a bias there, but you're going to get facts, and you're not going to get lied to. At least they'll give you the facts in their opinion. They're not going to lie to you and twist the narrative around to try to make you think something when it's really this over here. That's just crazy to me. At least I'm willing to admit that, look, Mike Lindell is doing a service to Donald Trump. He's doing a good service to Donald Trump. But, once again, a lot of what he's spouting isn't true, can be explained away. But not all of it. That's where they get you. That's where we got to look at what he is saying, find out what is the truth, and tell the government, hey, look, explain this 40% of what he's saying is true. All this impropriety going on. Why is that, Democrats? The shadow campaign. I know it. I can tell you. Time magazine told us. Time magazine absolutely screwed up when they produced that article. That shows you the unmitigated gall of the left to actually tell you what they did to steal an election. And I'm going to call it that, right? Go watch my video on the shadow campaign. It's going to be posted right here. No, I'm sorry. Right here. I get that backwards sometimes. It's going to be right here at the end of every single video. Go watch that video. It's insane. It's outright insane. I think because I'm getting a lot better at doing this, right? I've started from nothing. I started out just muddling my way through it. I'm still kind of doing that, but I'm getting better. I'll say that. At least I'm getting a little bit better as we go. I'm learning it. I'm figuring out how to talk to the camera, how to get these points across straight, how to talk outright. Because like I always say, if you knew me in real life, you'd be surprised that I'm able to get in front of a camera and just start talking. I'm not that type of person. So I'm learning this because I want to spread a specific message that the corporate press is lying to everybody. That's what they do. That is their thing. And I think that's all I got for this one. I'm rambling, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. This to me is just crazy. Actblue needs to be investigated. I think changing their policies shows that they knew what was going on. And that they do know that, yeah, they're laundering money. So they're going to go ahead and change their policies right quick. But that's not going to stop the investigation, y'all. That is definitely not going to stop that investigation. And I will keep you guys updated on what is going on with that. But I want to thank everybody for watching. And y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.